Hello and welcome to Preston North End's weekend warm-up. This is edition number 2 and we've gone for it. We've got the big guns in. Joining us this week for the weekend warm-up is the one and only Mr. Super Tommy Clarke, everyone! So coming up on this week's weekend warm-up, we've got Super Tommy Clarke with us in the studio. We'll have a look at the Carabao Cup midweek win over Mansfield Town. We've got Super Tommy Clarke in with us in the studio. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. And we'll also look ahead to the double header this week with away trips to Reading and Huddersfield Town. Oh, and by the way, we've also got Tommy Clarke in the studio. So let's get into the chat then today, and our guest needs no introduction. And if he does, shame on you. He put the ball, I can't say the word because it was counted as swearing on this show, but you scored in a particularly big Carabao Cup game. So welcome back, Tom.
Thank you.
It's always brilliant to see you here at Preston North End. I appreciate that you're a Fleetwood Town man now. So first of all, how's that all going for you? How are you doing?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Thanks for having me over. Yeah, really enjoying it at Fleetwood. Obviously under Simon Grayson, which I know really well. The lads are really good, and we had a positive, game on Saturday against Portsmouth. Unfortunately we couldn't get the result, but as terms of performances go, I thought we played really well. So yeah, just enjoying being out there and playing. And
as far as North End is concerned, I know you still follow them. Do you stay in touch with any of the lads that are still here?
Yeah, quite a few. Obviously, Declan Rudd, I'm sort of in his house twice a week. So
does he know?
No.
You've not got a mask on and you're going through the window?
Just in one at bedrooms.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So no, he's sort of keeping me there twice a week. So it's nice that it breaks it up a little bit. And yeah, still keep in contact with obviously Paul Huntington and Alan Brown, and obviously Greg Cunningham's come back in. So yeah, a few faces. Not
the best of results, I think it's fair to say, from the opening game of the campaign against Hull City at the weekend. When you do get off to a start like that, how does it affect you? What will that have done?
Yeah, listen, it's disappointing. Everyone wants to get off to a winning start, especially off the back of a tough pre-season. The games that they played, their sole focus would have been on getting a good result, first time in front of the fans again. So yeah, the lads will be disappointed, but they'll have to quickly get over that, and got a great result against Mansfield in the Cup, and hopefully they can take that forward into Reading now.
More from Tom in a moment, but let's remind you about North End getting back on track in the Carabao Cup and that fantastic 3-0 win at Mansfield Town.
Well, the two sides then make their way out onto the pitch this evening here at Field Mill. Maris through the midfield, plays it in for Bowery, who looks to bear down on goal. Getting back in position, Patrick Bauer there to slam the door shut. Potts and Whiteman eventually get it into Maguire. Now it's Sinclair through one-on-one. Sinclair gets the effort away early, but he's not able to tuck it between the legs of Bishop. Big chance early on for Preston North End. Gordon trying to charge up and power forward. 1 minute added on at the end of this first half as Potts wins it back. It's now 3-on-3 as North End drive forward. Maguire releases Sinclair. One-on-one. Sinclair lifts it over the keeper and into the back of the net. Well, North End may well have been on the back foot at times in this first half, but that shows the qualities in the North End ranks as Scott Sinclair chips in his first goal of the season, set on his way by Sean Maguire after Brad Potts had set off the counter. PNE lead here at Field Mill. It's Mansfield Town 0, Preston North End 1. 17 minutes then, have a lap. Poor goal kick from Bishop, straight to Sinclair, who bears down on goal once more. Top save from Bishop to keep out Sinclair, but Rees might keep it alive. Taken down to the byline, keeps it in play. It's still with Emil Rees, who crashes it in, and North End double their lead. Well, the error from the goalkeeper from the goal kick, seized upon by Preston North End. Sinclair couldn't slide it wide off the keeper, but Emil Rees kept it alive, gets his second of the campaign. North End second of the night. It's Mansfield 0, Preston North End 2.
Yeah, just what we needed. It's a big mistake from the goalkeeper, but in fairness to him, he makes a fantastic save of the original attempt by Scott Sinclair. Rees then gets onto the rebound, and you think, Lawson's done enough. He just stopped him from doing it, but kept his composure and rifles it into the top corner.
Johnson finds Cunningham now. Now looking for Sinclair. Sinclair in behind Gordon, does eventually pick it up. Finds the overlapping run of Cunningham into the box. Potts with a brilliant effort off the post, and Johnston following up. Can't put it into the back of the net. Johnson's effort goes wide, but Brad Potts, had he put that in, an acrobatic scissor kick, I don't think we would have stopped talking about it all night. As Everson now clears downfield, Vandenberg has remained high and wide on that right-hand side, plucks the ball out of the evening sky, and now North End just toying with those in yellow. Johnson into Rees. There's 4 forward here for North End. Can they pick the right option? Rees into Cunningham. Potts on the edge of the box, back to goal. Has to check out of a congested area. Whiteman into Sinclair. It's 3-0 to North End. Hats off to Ben Whiteman. Well, North End just moved the yellow counters around until it fell to Ben Whiteman. He's a man who can pick a pass. Threaded it into the path of Scott Sinclair, who again wasn't going to make any mistake this time. Puts it past Bishop into the back of the net. It's Mansfield Town 0, Preston North End 3. And listen to the away end applaud as Scott Sinclair makes his way off. Now it's a professional debut for Jamie Thomas, a man who started pre-season with 2 goals at Exton. Wasn't playing for North End though, and they were 2 for Bamber Bridge. Taken on trial, scored against Accrington, performed brightly against Wigan Athletic as well. Thomas links here with Rodwell Grant. Rodwell Grant from range looks to take the shot.
His eyes low.
Not short of confidence, the teenager. The full-time whistle sounds just what the away end ordered for Preston North End. After defeat on the opening day of the championship season, North End bounced back with a 3-goal win here at Mansfield to book their place in the second round of the Carabao Cup.
I think the main thing is that we won the game, and just to get that morale and the winning feeling back, around the dressing room, giving us confidence going into our next game.
Yeah, I'm delighted. Delighted for the players, the backroom team and the supporters, and I thought they came out in great numbers, really vocal tonight, which was excellent, as they were on Saturday. And I'm just delighted that we've managed to keep another clean sheet.
I think, when it goes from coming back from a defeat, you always want to get the win no matter who you were up against, and obviously for us, it's like I said, it's getting that confidence going into the next game, ready for the weekend, going away to Reading.
And don't forget that you can watch all the highlights of every Preston North End match the following day of when, hopefully, we win. And it was a good win against Mansfield Town in the Carabao Cup. So where's the line in terms of a good run in the Cup and how it potentially affects your league? What's the general thinking, probably from a player's perspective?
Well, I think it all depends on the squad that you've got. Here at Preston, they've got a very big squad, good players. So it's a chance for the players that have not maybe made the first game to show the manager that they're ready and to get a positive result. And like you say, as regards to Preston, they obviously lost the first game. So it's a quick game to hopefully bounce back with a win and get that confidence back.
Because the next day, I suppose, you're all turning up with a spring in your step again, aren't you, after that win in the bell, as opposed to, I'm sure they were all kicking themselves after the opening game of the season.
Yeah, they'll have been disappointed, like ourselves were against Portsmouth. It's, you want to get off to a good start, and the cup run gives you a chance to hopefully get back on a win and hopefully take that into the league.
And for some players, of course, the Carabao Cup might be, I don't know, the first or the second game that they've ever played for a particular club. What was the second game you ever played for Preston North End? So, look at that on the screen. It's never got mentioned here. Just turn around and have a look at that one. It is, of course, I think this was your second ever game in a North End shirt.
It was, yeah.
Talk us through it. Lee Holmes is about to take a free kick.
Yeah, I knew that Lee had a quality left foot, and sort of my run is to the back stick, and thankfully it sort of fell on my head.
Who's that young fella there?
I know, no beard.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, just over the moon. I think it was going into extra time nearly at that point. So yeah, just glad that the lads looked tired and we could get the win. And you look at that, the fans. It was a great night to get one over them, and I think just the timing of it was perfect, really.
As I say, I mean, your second ever game in a North End shirt. If ever you wanted to be endeared to the Preston North End fans, scoring in the derby, the winner, 87th minute, I think it was. Was that the moment automatically? Was that connection with Preston right there and then when you headed that in? Did you feel that?
Yeah, you know, on that night before the game, you sort of didn't realise how much of a big game it was until you walked out and you seen the fans and the atmosphere was brilliant, and yeah, to be able to do that, and you know, the fans to have that what sort of up on the Blackpool fans was brilliant, and just thankful that it sort of fell on my head and it went in, and I can't remember all after that. I'm still glad they talk about it though.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever stop talking about that, to be fair. If you're going to have a moment in your second game to become a North End, I think that makes you a legend. It does make you a legend, I think, if you score a winning goal in the derby game, so we'll say that.
Yeah.
More from the legend, that's official now, in a few moments' time. But let's look ahead to the Championship game. North End hoping to get back to winning ways. A trip to Reading, whose opening weekend was probably equally as sad for them. But let's catch up with Emil Rees in just a second. But first of all, let's hear from Frankie McAvoy.
I started really well last season, but like us, they've lost the first game. So they'll be desperate to try and win, you know, in their home patch. Velko, you know, Paunovic, the manager's done really well with them. And they'll be a tough nut to crack, to be honest, but we'll prepare ourselves as best we can to try and go and win the game. So, but I've said before, MD's capable of beating MD in this league, and our task is to try and go and get the 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously that's where I scored my first goal for Preston, so some good memories coming back, and one of the best half I think I played for Preston, second half, and we beat them 3-0, and as you said, great win, and to come away with I scored a goal and got a penalty as well, so for me it's a game I don't forget.
You know, that's in the past. When they came here after that and they played us at Deepdale, they did really well that game against us, and it was a tough game. And any time you go to Reading, you know, the Majestic Stadium, it's always tough games. Even when we were there, my time at Norwich, you always found it was a hard game. And I expect nothing but the same on Saturday.
We played them later on in the season as well, and it's almost a year now, so obviously it's a new game, and both teams got new players, and it's a lot of different, so we can't really say. Obviously we know we can beat them, but we just have to focus on the game.
Heading into the weekend, are you feeling nice and confident? You've got 2 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully I can get another one. But the most important thing is we get the win. We really need to win in the league to get us started. But hopefully we get it.
Just before we get back to the studio, let's remind you of the last time North End went to Reading and won 3-0 at the Majestic.
So the North End players make their way out onto the field of play here at the Majestic Stadium. Alan Brown's lining it up with plenty of intent as he steps back and runs up, hits it goalwards, and just over the bar from Alan Brown. That would have been a fantastic goal had he found the back of the net, inches over the top of the bar. That's certainly the closest we've gone to an opener. Still remains Reading 0, North End 0. Morrison plays the ball forward for Reading. They do get into the North End half. Semedo runs the width of the pitch almost from right out to left, drops it off with a Luco header by Lucas João, and that is a brilliant save by Declan Rudd, sent to his left, and he just poured it away. Lucas João, a man who doesn't need much of a sighter at goal, and as Luco fed the ball in from the left, the big Portuguese had peeled off in the middle, he got his header away, and Declan Rudd was equal to it. It remains goalless. Wins the ball for North End. Midfield for North End this evening then, Ledson, Brown and Johnson, as Emil Rees here drives into the box and taken down. It's surely a penalty, and the referee with no hesitation points to the spot. A brilliant run from Emil Rees, picked the ball up on the right wing, darted infield, and Tom McIntyre couldn't do anything but get his legs in a mix and bring down the Dane. Daniel Johnson on the score sheet. Last time North End won here at the Majestic Stadium. His goal back in April 2016 gave North End a 2-1 win on that occasion. From 12 yards, Johnson with the chance to open the scoring, but Cabral guesses the right way, and Daniel Johnson is thwarted from the spot. As the ball immediately goes up for an aerial duel, and Darnell Fisher does immediately get that retribution. Jordan Story not once but twice with a heavy touch on the halfway line, loses out, and Lucas Zhao powers in, facing down on goal, and that is a world-class challenge from Jordan Story. It was his error, he knew it was. He raced back, and with one of the championship's in-form goal scorers bearing down on goal, Jordan Story with a miraculous tackle. It remains goalless. North End have only scored once in their last 4 visits since that win back in April 2016. Rafferty now finds Sinclair in the box. Sinclair does a sick pass, Cabral, and it's in the back of the net, and Scott Sinclair, the man with the goal. Preston North End's away day specialist doing it once more. That now 7 goals in 9 games since football went behind closed doors on the road for Scott Sinclair. It's Reading 0, Preston North End 1. And it looks maybe as though Semedo might slot out to the left, and Reading may well be going 4-4-2 here. Emile Rees here running in behind McIntyre, he's in behind, and Emile Rees scores his first goal for Preston North End. The Dane showing his bite in attack, and Preston North End double their advantage. Emile Rees left space to run in behind. He got away from McIntyre, not for the first time this evening, and showed unerring composure in front of goal to make it Reading 0, Preston North End 2.
Yeah, a little ball over the top. You could see it spinning. You could see he's running onto it, and the defender's just got it all wrong, really.
So Emile Rees holds the ball up, gets it into Johnson, and then puts it into space for Barkhuizen to chase. Potts is wide open on the far side. Barkhuizen into the box, tees it up for
Yes!
Can Preston North End get a treble away at Reading? 3 goals, it'll be 3 points. Brad Potts on the score sheet. It's Reading 0, Preston North End 3.
Yeah, it's brilliant play by Rees again, and he's played Barkhuizen in, and it's fantastic play by him. He's not been selfish, just finished the game off it. Brilliant passing and a fantastic finish by Potts. Brilliant goal. Great way to end a really good away performance.
Just the full-time whistle sounds, and Preston North End pick up 3 more points on the road. 4 wins in a row away from home as the players embrace at the full-time whistle. It's finished. Reading 0, Preston North End 3.
So of course it is Reading next. If you haven't got your ticket yet, do not travel. You can't pay on the gate or at the ticket office down at Reading, but you can of course follow it in the usual places on North End's website, on iFollow, and all the social media spots. Tom Clarke is still with us in the meantime. I'm going to jump ahead of Reading now because I want to have a quick chat with you about Huddersfield Town, your first club before you came to North End. Simon Grayson, the manager at Huddersfield Town there as well. What's it like when you face your former team, when you've got a club that you've been with since you were a kid, to suddenly having to be the opposition, the enemy almost?
Yeah, I think initially it was difficult. I still knew a lot of players there. You know, I've been there since I was 8-year-old, so a long period there. You know, promotion. So I really enjoyed my time, but I knew it was time to move on, and obviously came to Preston. And then, yeah, sort of, it's a fixture that you always look for. Had some good games against them, some good results. So yeah, it's definitely one that I always look for on the fixture list.
And I know we touched upon it when we were watching that goal that nobody ever mentions when they talk about Tom Clarke. It's like you only ever did one thing in a North End shirt. But you do talk about Preston North End, we, us, nowadays. So how much is it in the old heart there?
Yeah, I don't think it's any surprise to anyone that I really enjoyed my time here. You know, a really successful period that we had, promotion. So yeah, it's a club that's very close to my heart. Like I said, really enjoyed my time here. So no, it's nice to be back today.
Finally getting rid of the Wembley hoodoo as well in that memorable playoff game. Is that your highlight at North End of your time as a player?
Yeah, definitely. You know, throughout the season, you know, as we got edging closer to the Wembley game, you know, there was people saying about this hoodoo that we don't win there, but I knew with the lads that we had, I was, you know, probably the most confident I've ever been before a game going into that. I just knew we had the mix of experience and youth, and thankfully on the day it worked, and you know, no better day for me to win promotion with the club. And
you absolutely battered Swindon at the time. It felt like from really early on with that opening goal, it felt us as a fan sitting in the stand like it was like, this is it, this is going to happen. At what point in the game did you think, actually, yeah, we've got this?
Yeah, it's, you know, finals are normally nice and tight and, you know, 0-0 towards the end, but you're sort of going in at half time and you're trying not to get too excited. The gaffer's telling you to sit down. I think they had a really good chance just before half time, so we knew that, you know, it could only get one goal and it'd be back on. So we needed to stay focused, and I thought we did that really well. And you know, Beckford was on fire that day, and yeah, thankfully the wait was over for the fans, and you know, our opportunity to go and play in the Championship.
A big memory of that day, other than absolutely destroying Swindon, was towards the end of the game, looking round and all the North End fans absolutely buzzing and bouncing, and their end had emptied completely, hadn't it?
Yeah, it was, you know, surreal. Sort of last few minutes, you knew you'd won the game. You could sort of take in the atmosphere a little bit. Knew that you was going up the stairs to lift the trophy. It was, you know, a moment that I won't ever forget. You know, just thankful that I could have been part of the team that we had. You know, real togetherness in that group that we had, and you know, to do it with them lads were brilliant.
Simon Grayson, a big part of that, obviously, a big part in your career in terms of Huddersfield Town, bringing you to Preston North End, and now at Fleetwood Town as well. And I know that you fancy doing a bit of coaching, so how much do you take of what you've learned from Simon?
Yeah, a lot. You know, I like the way he works. You know, he's got a great group togetherness. He keeps everyone involved. You know, there's players that may be disappointed that are not playing, but still want to work hard for the team and push. So yeah, you know, I've always enjoyed my time under him, but you know, I'll take a little bit from, you know, every manager. We had Alex Neely here, obviously, who's very tactically very good. So that side of it really interested me a lot as well.
And as far as the actual role that maybe, I know you're doing your coaching badges now, so first of all, how is that going? And secondly, what do you see yourself as? Are you a manager? Are you an assistant? Or you could possibly work with someone else? Are you a coach? What would you fancy doing? I'm not retiring you yet, by the way, just in case anybody thought that's you done.
So yeah, I've officially just passed my UEFA B. The plan is now to go on to the A when it's next available, and you know, really enjoyed doing it. It's been difficult with COVID, not being able to get on the pitches and work with the academy players. But yeah, I really enjoy working with that sort of age group at the minute. Feel that it really benefit me, and get used to sort of taking sessions with them and keep growing and keep learning, and hopefully, yeah, progress on that.
Well, let's stay on the subject of youth development, because more good news coming out of North End this week. After plenty of young players around the first team in the summer, one of them, 17-year-old Lewis Lee, has just signed his first professional contract. So let's hear from him and his hopes of getting into Frankie McAvoy's side this season.
I'm over the moon. Obviously, it's a proud moment for me and my family. I've worked hard since I started playing football from when I was very young. So yeah, I'm buzzing with it. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, it's my hometown club as well, so I'm obviously over the moon with it, and I'm thankful for it as well. It's a huge show of faith from Frankie. I'm just want to get out at Deepdale in front of the fans now, show them what I can do. All my mates support Preston as well, so it's like it's a big thing, not just for me and my family, it's my friends as well, because they're big Preston fans. So.
And that is your weekend warm-up here on Preston North End's YouTube channel. If you liked it, then wherever it is, where is it? It's there, it's somewhere. You'll see it on the screen. Like it and subscribe. And of course, Super Tommy Clarke, thank you for being our guest today. You're free anytime over the next middle to the end of October, perhaps?
I think I can squeeze it in.
You'll possibly come up in conversation at some point between there. But thank you, really appreciate you coming in. As I say, please like, please subscribe. fingers crossed for this weekend at Reading. And as I say, you can follow the games on iFollow if you're an international viewer, and all the usual places if you are in this country. I've got to say thanks again to the legend, Super Tommy Clarke. He put the ball in somebody's net at some point. See you again soon on the weekend warm-up. So, October 23rd, I think it is. Should we put that in the diary now? You're still recording, aren't you?